Welcome, everybody, and welcome to the May 18th, 2021 License Board meeting. My name is Jay Duker. I'm the Vice Chair. Sitting in for Nicole, the Chair, who's on a well-deserved vacation. In accordance with Governor Charles D. Baker's March 12, 2020 order, suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, General Law 30A, Section 20, the Board of License Commissioners will convene via remote conferencing services on Tuesday, May 18th, 2021 at 4 p.m., airing on Quincy Access Television, QATV, on channel QATV 9, Government Access. Pursuant to the Open Meeting Law, any person may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made whether perceived or unperceived by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible. Sue, would you call the roll, please?
Yes. Commissioner Castley.
Present.
Chief Jackson. Chief Keenan.
Present.
Assistant Clerk Newton.
If you need any stuff, you call me, okay?
I saw Joe. Assistant Clerk Newton is on, might be on mute. Director Duca.
Present.
5 members.
I'd like to introduce our newest commissioner to the board, Marley Casilli, who was sworn in last week by Mayor Koch, who's our new health commissioner. Welcome aboard. I'll start with agenda number 1. The hearing regarding the request of Quincy Pride for a special use permit 1-day liquor license for the annual Q Pride Day on Sunday, June 6th at Pageant Field. The event is scheduled from noon to 4 p.m. and will include a beer truck, food, vendors, and socially distanced activities represented by Richard Ash. Mr. Ash, are you here today?
Yes, I am, Mr. Duca. How are you?
Good. How are you? Why don't you tell us about Pageant Day event?
Sure. I will first start by congratulating Commissioner Casilli, who I know. So nice to see him here. June 4th will be the 4th Quincy Pride event, the 3rd in person. The event is held the first Sunday of every June up at Pageant Field. We're looking forward to getting back into the swing of things here. As you noted, there'll be a food truck. Fasano's Catering will be there, obviously pending approval today. Vendors will be Tapped Beer Truck by Avi Shemtov, who has a history up there. Smiles by Miles Ice Cream Truck, and I believe that's what we have going on for permits for food and alcohol.
Okay. Does anybody in the audience have any comments or concerns? Please raise your hand or press *9, I believe.
I don't see any. Yep, I don't see anything.
Okay.
Excuse me, Jay, sorry. Citizen Rhodafield, John?
Sure.
Thank you very much. How you doing today? John Rhodafield, 62 Grumwall Road. I was just wondering, this event is going to be happening June 6th, so that's only in a couple weeks. Where are we right now with the guidelines for social distancing and, you know, what you're supposed to do at restaurants and stuff like that? Like, I'm a little bit confused on if issuing a permit this early might be jumping the gun a little bit. So does the health commissioner know, like, you know, like right now, if you're a restaurant in the city of Quincy, what's the capacity that you can have in your restaurant currently right now?
Well, rather than get into that whole, that's a very good question, John. I expect, and I suspect the city will come out with its own guidelines based on the recent CDC and based on the recent governor's order. So the events and all events, future events, will certainly be in accordance with the local ordinances and whatever the city deems appropriate in conformance with the CDC guidelines. So that's yet to be determined. But I think the governor made it clear that I think on the 29th that most, if not all, the restrictions will be lifted. But we'll address that as a city in the coming days and prior to the event.
I mean, Commissioner Duker, I mean, you do a great job, but I mean, I'm really confused myself because let's just assume we were May, 17th or May 18th, whatever today is of 2020, last year. They were thinking the other way. It's like they're predicting, I mean, I actually predicted myself. I was saying that guaranteed this year, 4th of July, everyone is going to, be partying like it's 1999 again. Okay. But it's just sort of ridiculous to me. I mean, I really think until the governor, issues the mandate that all clear and we can do whatever we want, I think issuing permits for people who don't already have existing businesses in the city. And, these are the people too that I'm really worried about in the city. I want to make sure, I mean, tell you the truth, I drove by Cagney's the other night and I don't think they could have fit any more people in there. They were really bumping the other night when I went by there. So therefore, maybe there is a demand. I support the event. I just, I support safety over drinking any day of the week. That's all. End of statement. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John, for your comments. Board members, any comments, concerns?
Mr. Chairman, can I make a motion to approve?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to approve for a special use permit one-day liquor license for the annual Q Pride Day on Sunday, June 6th at Pageant Field.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to grant the request of Quincy Pride for a special use permit one-day liquor license for the annual Q Pride Day on Sunday, June 6th at Pageant Field. The event is scheduled from noon to 4 p.m. and will include a beer truck, food vendors, and socially distanced activities, represented by Richard Ash. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. I'll call the roll call next, Sue, on that, but it seems like a unanimous vote, and I'm in favor as well.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We can do a non-roll call votes. I have that. Yep. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Agenda item number 2, the hearing regarding the request of Melodrama LLC for a special use permit, one-day liquor license for a social gathering featuring the South Shore Taco Guy for the parents of their drama students at Stafford Park on Saturday, May 29th from 12 to 2 p.m., represented by Melanie Gillespie. Melanie, are you here?
Jay, I don't see her on. I did expect her. This is a relatively small event with, and she's already worked with the park department to reserve Stafford Park. It's for her dance school, and she's done other events in the past up at the amphitheater up at Pageant. But I can follow up with her, but I do have a full application completed from her.
Okay. Is there anybody in the audience would like to comment or have any concerns about this event?
John, is your hand still up from the last time?
It is. I will put it down.
Thank you. Nope, I don't see anything, Jay.
Okay, seeing no hands up from the audience, board members, any comments, concerns? I'll be looking for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for a special use permit one-day liquor license for a social gathering featuring the South Shore Taco Guy for parents of their drama students at Stafford Park on Saturday, May 29th from 12 to 2 p.m. This was brought in by Melanie Gillespie and was a request from Melodrama LLC.
Second on the motion.
Motion made and seconded to grant the request of Melodrama LLC for a special use permit, one-day liquor license for a social gathering featuring the South Shore Taco Guy for the parents of their drama students at Stafford Park on Saturday, May 29th from 12 to 2 p.m., represented by Melanie Gillespie. Can I have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Castley,
Yes.
Chief Jackson,
Yes.
Chief Keenan,
Yes.
Assistant Clerk Newton,
Yes.
Director Duca.
Yes. Motion passes. Thank you.
Good luck.
Agenda item number 3. Hearing regarding the request of the Quincy Chamber of Commerce in conjunction with 16C Restaurant and Widowmaker Brewing Company for a special use permit for Kilroy Square for the Quincy Farmers Market and the Quincy Square Market. 16C Restaurant with Widowmaker Brewing Company will be providing limited food and beverage on Fridays from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturdays noon to 8 p.m. The markets are scheduled to run from June 18th through late October, represented by Tim Cahill. Mr. Cahill, are you here?
Yes, I am here. Sorry about that. I had my mic off.
That's okay. Why don't you tell us about your event?
We're working with the Quincy Farmers Market, which has been up at Pageant Field for I think the last 5 or 6 years, and moving the whole operation into Quincy Center at Kilroy Square next to the Fours on Friday afternoons. And then we are going to, in addition to that, run our own Quincy Square Market, which is pop-up vendors, again in the same location on Saturdays from 10 to 2. I've reached out to Ryan Lavery and the folks at 16C, Kerry, to see if they wanted to participate with us, and they both enthusiastically would like to do so. So we're going to run these events. Chambers overseeing the whole operation, the location of everything, the layout, and I've talked to Billy DeCali, I think, at the health department about what we need from the farmers market for food permits, and if we have any food vendors for the Quincy market on Saturday, we would also present those permits as well to make sure everything's all set. We're reaching out to vendors, farmers, and vendors that we're in touch with right now, and we expect to have a fairly full house for most of the weekends. This will be weather permitting on Fridays and Saturdays through the summer and into the fall. It's very similar to what the licensing board gave us back in December of 2019 when we did the Quincy Square Winter Market. You also provided us a permit in 2020 for the Quincy Square Winter Market at this location, which was canceled due to COVID. But we're back up and running, and we'll have somebody from the chamber will be on site at all hours that the 2 markets are open. And then Mr. Lavery and Kerry will be operating and overseeing the premises for the alcohol and food setup that will be adjacent to where we are. Happy to answer any questions you might have on the board.
Tim, I have a quick question. Will you be shutting down Cottage Ave?
Right now, we do not plan to. I believe that the city still is continuing to shut down on good weather half of Cottage Ave, which is the part in front of 16C, which I believe will continue to be shut down at least on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings. I believe that would be a question for Kerry. If we have a significant overflow of vendors, we would petition the city potentially to close on Saturdays, given that there's now access to the parking garage. But right now, we just intend to do it within the confines of Kilroy Square.
Okay, that sounds good. I don't think it'll be a problem shutting down the road either.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief. And Chief, you know that the folks at Widowmaker ran a beer garden, got permission from this board to extend the Adams Pub beer garden up at the gazebo at the Adams Inn. And they did a great job for the last 2 summers, and they're going to come into Quincy Center. So I speak highly of them And obviously, Kerry from her location at 16C, but they're both excellent operators. We're very confident and comfortable working with them on this.
I agree.
Is there anybody from the audience who have any comments or concerns?
I'm John Rotafiel, Director.
Go ahead, John.
Hi, John Roderfield, 62 Grand Wall Road. I just wanted to scare Tim. Hi, Tim. Basically, no, I think this is actually a good idea. Again, when I was driving through the city the other night, I was shocked when I was driving. I was driving to that ATM, the new ATM up on the Harbor One. There was so many people going to Quincy Center, going to eat supper on Saturday night. It was like I was in a different city. So this is the place, if we're creating a new sort of atmosphere, we are creating something cool up Quincy Center, and this will help bring people to the city. So, I'm in support of something like this. I think this is great. I think Tim does a great job. So I just want to say I'm supportive of this. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John. Is there anybody else in the audience? Please raise your hand.
I think we're good.
Board members, any other comments from board members?
I don't have any comments. He is working with us. He is sending over a list of vendors that will be at this event. And he is working with Billy DeCarli, and everything is going great.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve for the Quincy Chamber of Commerce in conjunction with 16C Restaurant and Widowmaker Brewing Company for a special use permit for Kilroy Square for the Quincy Farmers Market and the Quincy Square Market. 16C Restaurant will be with Widowmaker Brewing Company will be providing limited food and beverage on Fridays, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturdays, noon to 8 p.m. The market schedule will run from June 18th through late October, and it was represented today by Tim Cahill.
Second on the motion.
Motion made and seconded to grant the request of the Quincy Chamber of Commerce in conjunction with the 16C Restaurant and Widowmaker Brewing Company for a special use permit for Kilroy Square for the Quincy Farmers Market and the Quincy Square Market. 16C Restaurant with Widowmaker Brewing Company will be providing limited food and beverage on Fridays from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturdays noon to 8 p.m. The farmers markets are scheduled to run from June 18th through late October, represented by Tim Cahill. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I'm in favor. That's unanimous.
Yes.
I think so. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners. Appreciate it very much.
Thanks, Tim.
Good luck.
Good luck, Tim.
Agenda item number 4, hearing regarding the request of Heritage Sports Ventures in the Cannons Lacrosse Club for a special use permit, 1-day liquor license for Tuesday, June 1st at Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Cannons are hosting 4 professional lacrosse scrimmages for the Premier Lacrosse League beginning at 1 p.m. until approximately 7:30 p.m. The event will follow similar structure to 2019 Boston Cannon home games, represented by Ian Frenette. Ian, are you with us? You want to tell us about your event, please?
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. I'm here. It's nice to be back after a year away in 2020. Our structure is a little bit different compared to our 2019 Boston Cannon season. The team was actually sold and moved into a competing league. However, Mr. Hale is still very much involved in that team as an owner in the league. So we are hosting on the Tuesday at Veterans Stadium a series of 4 scrimmages for the PLL, which is the Premier Lacrosse League. They will also be playing at Gillette Stadium over the long weekend for their training camps, and then the first weekend of June. On the Tuesday, our goal is to give the city of Quincy the opportunity, and obviously South Shore lacrosse fans the opportunity to come to the stadium and see the PLL and see the Cannons play in one of those 4 scrimmages. As mentioned, we would operate very similar to our 2019 operations for game days. It is on a Tuesday, so it'd be a little bit different, but we will work with both police and fire and EMS on operation inside the venue. As far as food and beverage go, we will have food trucks. We're working on lining those up now. Mom on the Go is one that's confirmed, but we're working with the South Shore food truck organization to add a couple more. And from a beverage standpoint, it would be a very similar operation to what we did in 2019 with us holding the permits and having a caterer involved in serving. Everybody would be tip certified, of course, from the service standpoint. We're expecting, as far as fans, I expect that our crowds would be much smaller than in 2019. Obviously, yesterday we were caught off guard. We were expecting 1,000 people. Maybe we push it a little bit up to 2,500 or so. But right now we're still trying to figure out what that looks like as far as the maximum number of people that we want to put inside the venue for June 1st, given that it's such short notice.
Thank you. Ian.
Welcome.
Is there anybody in the audience who would like to comment or have any concerns? Please raise your hand.
Don't see anything.
Board members, any comments from the board?
Oh, John Rotafield, sorry. John?
Yep, no problem. Go ahead, John.
John Rotafield, 62 Grand Wall Road. Is this event on June 1st?
Yes, it's a Tuesday.
Ian, if you could do me a favor, my dad's going to be 80 on June 1st. I'll try to go. Wish him happy birthday. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, John. Board members, any concerns, comments?
Mr. Duca, I do have one concern. Ian mentioned that there would be food vendors. I know we are about 2 weeks away from that. If you could get us a list of the definite vendors that will be coming to that event, especially with the catering, we just have to make sure that Serve Safe and Allergen awareness is obtained by our department, just to make sure that there are no issues at that event.
100%.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, I'll look for a motion, please.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the request of Heritage Sport Ventures in the Cannons Lacrosse Club for a special use permit, one-day liquor license for Tuesday, June 1st at Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Second on the motion?
Motion made and seconded to grant the request of Heritage Sports Ventures in the Cannons Lacrosse Club for a special use permit, one-day liquor license for Tuesday, June 1st at Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Cannons are hosting 4 professional lacrosse scrimmages for the Premier Lacrosse League beginning at 1 p.m. until approximately 7:30 p.m. The event will follow similar structure to the 2019 Boston Cannon home games, represented by Ian Frenette. Can I have a roll call vote, please? So
Sure. Yes. Commissioner Castley.
Yes.
Chief Jackson.
Yes.
Chief Keenan.
Yes.
Assistant Clerk Newton.
Yes.
Director Duca.
yes. Motion passes. Good luck.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 5. The hearing regarding the request of the Asian American Service Association, Inc. for a common victualler license for 550 Hancock Street. The association is preparing and providing meals to go from the Wollaston Lutheran Church kitchen facility, represented by Joyce Guan. Joyce, are you here?
Yes.
I'm here. Tell us about your event. Thank you.
So we plan to have a grab and go lunch program for the Asian elders that live in Quincy and South Shore area. It will be once a month lunch program. It will be the last Friday of the month, and we will be served the Asian style lunch meals. The seniors can just, stop by and grab the lunch and bring it home and eat. So it's a free program. Everybody is welcome to come, and we are applying for the CV license and the food license for that.
Can I ask, is it every Friday or?
The last Friday of the month. So
is that for 1 month? How many months are we talking?
It's going to be 9 months from April to December this year.
Okay. Is there anybody in the audience who would like to speak or have any comments or concerns?
John, is your hand still up? All right, I think so. He's on mute. But other than that, I don't see anything. Director?
Okay. Board members, any comments, concerns?
Jay, I just had a quick question. Joyce, would you mind having someone reach out to our fire prevention office before you get started, just so they could take a walk through the kitchen?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
And Mr. Chairman, we are working very closely with them. Billy DeCarli has inspected their kitchen. Everything is looking great. We are just pending the allergen and bird safe, but they should be good to go by the end of the month.
All right, great. That's good to know. Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay, with that, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for a common victual license for the Asian American Service Association for 550 Hancock Street.
Second.
Motion made and seconded regarding the request of the Asian American Service Association, Inc. for the common victual license for 550 Hancock Street. The association is preparing and providing meals to go from the Wollaston Lutheran Church kitchen facility. This is contingent upon an approval from the fire department walkthrough, represented by Joyce Guan. Roll call, please, Sue.
Commissioner Cassley,
Yes.
Chief Jackson,
Yes.
Chief Keenan,
Yes.
Assistant Clerk Newton,
Yes.
Director Duca.
Yes. Motion passes. Good luck, Joyce, with your program.
Good
Thank
luck.
you. Oh, thank you.
Agenda item number 6, the hearing regarding the request of OC Motor Sales and Repair LLC for Motor 2 and Garage Repair License for the premises located at 165 Hancock Street due to a change in ownership. Currently, RPM Motor Sales and Repair. Proposed manager is Clifford Aureolus. Proposed hours of operation is Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. and 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Represented by Clifford Aureolus. Clifford, are you in the audience? You want to tell us about your...
Yes, I'm there. Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes. Thank you, Commissioner, and thank you, everybody in the board members. You know, America has been great to me, and thank you. In fact, you know, I'm taking over the business, and I'm trying to process it, but it's great. It's great to have a business in this great city as Quincy, as the city of Quincy. So if there's anything, I will address it to the city later. Thank you very much.
So, board members, it's a straight ownership change. All the paperwork is in order. Anybody from the audience have any comments or concerns?
Yes, I just see John. Oh, he's took his hand down. Nope, I don't see anything.
Thank you, Sue. Board members, any comments or concerns?
I just have a quick question. Nothing is changing. It's just a straight ownership change, and you're not doing anything different than what's been done down there?
No, nothing. It's gonna be the same thing, same service.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Clifford, would you mind reaching out to our fire prevention office and just letting them go through and do a brief inspection?
Definitely, sir. Thank you. I will
All
do
right,
that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll look for a motion, please.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for OC Motors Sales and Repair LLC for Motor 2 and garage repair licenses for the premises located at 165 Hancock Street due to a change in ownership, which was currently RPM Motor Sales and Repair.
Second on the motion?
Motion made and seconded to grant the request of OC Motor Sales and Repair LLC for a Motor 2 and garage repair license for the premises located at 165 Hancock Street due to a change in ownership, currently was RPM Motor Sales and Repair. The proposed manager is Clifford Orlis. Proposed hours of operation is Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 5 p.m. Contingent upon a successful approval walkthrough from the fire department. Represented by Clifford Orlis.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sue, may I have a roll call, please?
Yes. Commissioner Castley,
Yes.
Chief Jackson,
Yes.
Chief Keenan,
Yes.
Assistant Clerk Newton,
Yes.
Director Duca.
Yes. It's 5-0. Good luck. Proposed change has been made. Thank you.
Best of luck
Thank
with
you
the
very much,
business.
sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Agenda item number 7. The hearing regarding the request of Off the Hook Bar and Grill for an all alcoholic beverages license, restaurant license, a common victualler license, and an entertainment license for the premises located at 1269 C Street. The premises is 1 story and comprised of approximately 2,800 square feet, including 300 square feet of outdoor seating and dining space. Represented by attorney Robert Fleming.
Thank you, Director, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Thank you for hearing us this evening. I do represent Off the Hook Bar and Grill LLC. Mr. John Galligan is the manager. I think many people are familiar with John and his father, Bob Hausneck, guys down there. So again, this property is 1269 C Street. I think many of you remember the establishment as Louis Cafe. Louis, like many homes in the Hausneck area during the last few years, suffered some serious damage from the storms that they had down there over the years. A lot of repairs needed to be made. There was a little bit of financial hardship as well. This has been a little bit of a road here, and we've met with neighbors. This restaurant has been closed for a little while now, and with the Zoning Board of Appeals hearing that we had before Mr. Akins and his board, we did have neighborhood meetings, as I said, as well. There's been a really, really good reception. I think many people really want this restaurant back for this area. And again, Mr. John Galligan is here with me today, too, if you have any direct questions for him. So as the director had indicated, the building itself is a 1-story building. It's about 2,500 square feet indoors, and it seats about 109 patrons. There's been a little bit of a proposed increase for the outdoor area for outdoor eating. And that's about 300 square feet with a couple more tables out there. And I believe the number for that would be 44 patrons to be able to eat outdoors, still on the premises, obviously, but some outdoor eating. This license is for, again, an all alcohol on premises, as it is a restaurant, as well as live entertainment. I know there's been some questions and concerns with respect to COVID, orders and regulations, both federally, state, and the city of Quincy as well. Certainly, Mr. Galligan will comply with all those that will be to date at that time. There's obviously going to be some restrictions on number of patrons, indoors and outdoors. There's obviously going to be some restrictions initially, potentially for live entertainment as well, as we have that today. So obviously looking to get back to some normalcy here. I think we are progressing in that direction. Thank God for everybody. You know, I had mentioned, and I don't want to get too involved in it, but there was a ZBA hearing as well. Don't want to get too involved with what the relief was for. It was just some restrictions with respect to another property that was owned in common ownership with the property at 1269 C Street. That was approved by Zoning Board of Appeals with the assistance of Councilor Dave McCarthy over really the last year or more, you know, to assist John and his family in opening this restaurant. Dave has been crucial. The city of Quincy has been fantastic as well, because I think really most want this restaurant back open. John's experience is quite a bit. He ran Louis Cafe for about 5 or 6 years as well. What he's offering there will be very similar. There might be a little bit change in some of the cuisine that he offers. Atmosphere will be the same, really geared towards to family for the most part. There's many families in that area that will even walk to what's now going to be called Off the Hook Bar and Grill. So again, I think many are anxious to get this back up and running, especially for this upcoming season. So I think John and his family are very excited. And thank you, for hearing us today, and really appreciate your support and approval with respect to this. So again, John Galligan is here today too. So if you have any questions for him that I haven't had in my presentation, or ask me as well.
Thank you, Mr. Fleming. Is there anybody in the audience who would like to comment or have any concerns about this case? Please raise your hand.
So, Mr. Duca, we do have several hands raised, so I will go through. Chairman Akins, your hand is raised. Is that correct, sir? He's on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can now.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, chiefs. Thank you, commissioners. Thank you, Commissioner Duca. We've been dealing with this for a long time. And I sat meeting after meeting after meeting, and I've met with hundreds of House Neck people that we really want Louis back. And I was one of those persons that did want Louis back. I used to enjoy going down there, having a couple dinners a week with the family. And, there was a lot that went on with this, and went on for years. This has been like 3 years now, at least 3.5 years. I was at the zoning board a few times, but I want to speak in favor of this because we have a family in House Neck that wants to run a restaurant, that has run this restaurant. He had fantastic food. He really did. Early on, they went through a couple chefs. He found the chef he needed, and he turned that place around and made a nice business. And then the storms came, and COVID and everything else. And I just like to speak in favor, and I want to thank the commissioners and the chiefs for letting me take this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Marty.
Thank you.
Director Duca, we have Kira Hockey also with her hand raised. If you could state where you live as well.
Yeah, my name's Kira Hockey. I live at 12 Medway Street in House Neck, and I just wanted to speak out in favor of Off the Hook, and Louise coming back to House Neck. I currently work at Broadmeadows Middle School, and I can tell you that I consistently hear from the teachers and fellow students, everyone there, how much they miss being able to just walk down the street to a restaurant, go out for a nice dinner, and not really have to leave home, so to speak. And similar to Mr. Akins, feel as though it's just a long time coming for this restaurant to return to House Neck. And I'm just completely in favor of it coming back.
Thank you, Ms. Hockey.
Ms. Suzanne Condon, if you could also just provide your address.
Sure. I'm at 99 Lenox Street in Quincy.
Go ahead, Susan.
Obviously, House Neck. Hey, Jay. So thank you, everybody. Good to see everyone. It's been a long time with COVID restrictions. But I just wanted to say how supportive I am, too, of this venture. I've known the Galligans, and particularly John Galligan, well for a number of years. You know, I've got to say, it's been very somewhat feeling detached beyond COVID down in this area without having that restaurant. And so I just want to say, you know, my full support. It's time to let John off the hook and get back to business where we'd all appreciate having some great food again. So thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Sure.
And we have Ms. Maureen Flores.
Hi, I'm Maureen Flores, 962 C Street in House Neck. And I, too, want to speak in favor of John and his new venture. It would be great to have a restaurant back in House Neck. So that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Maureen.
At this time, I don't, oops, excuse me, Mr. Mike Rollface.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm Mike Rolfus. I live at 6 Homestead Ave, just around the corner from the restaurant. Just want to echo very positively, everything everyone has said so far. I'll also say, living right around the corner, I see, John and his family there almost every day doing work, getting the place ready. I think if anyone's been lucky enough to get a sneak peek of inside, the place looks fantastic, and really looking forward to bringing the family to dinner up there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rolfs.
And Ms. LaForest.
Thank you, Susan. Margaret LaForest, K36 Rock Island Road. And it's been a while since I've seen many of your board members, so thank you again for your service. Very excited to be here today to voice my support for Off the Hook Bar and Grill and John Galligan as the manager. I put a quick Facebook post that has 48 positive comments and a lot of enthusiasm and 118 likes. I see many neighbors that I hope they also speak, or at least put a chat maybe just saying, hey, we're here to support. All things positive, look for their alcohol license as well as the entertainment license. As you know, House Neck is quite the vibe and culture, and it is the institutions like our local family restaurant and John's other business, How Many Scoops, that really helps propagate that culture down here. We are social, we want to get together, and so excited to see COVID restrictions loosened, so we'll be able to do that and have a great, warm, grand opening to support this new restaurant in our community. So such a hard time for the restaurant industry. So excited to see Off the Hook Bar and Grill ready to open their doors. Best wishes, John.
Thank you, Margaret.
Thank you, Margaret.
And we have a T. Kelly. If you could state your name and address, please.
Sure. It's Tim Kelly, 82 Rockland Street. And I want to also, in very much in favor of John and his family and his new endeavors. We moved to, I'm a Quincy resident, lifetime Quincy resident, moved to House Neck about 5 years ago, right when that storm hit us. And got a taste of Louis for a while and loved it. The community that it really fostered a nice community feeling, and we miss it deeply. Coming from a family background of, owning restaurants, my brother down in P-Town, this community definitely needs it. So it would be great to get him up and running as soon as possible. So thank you. And thank you, board, for what you do for the city of Quincy.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. Thank you.
And John Rodefield.
How you doing? I'm totally in favor of this. This is awesome. I can't wait for it to reopen. Thank you very much, John, for reopening.
Thank you, John.
Thank you,
John. Just going through here. I think at this point we have everybody that has their hand up. Yes, I think you're good, Director Duca.
Okay. I'm going to be looking for 3 motions, Joe.
Actually, can I just make a quick comment, Jay?
Sure.
Great. I just want to, just hearing Timmy Kelly talk about John's Place is pretty impressive. Timmy knows a lot about the industry as well. But I had the opportunity to talk to Clerk Crispo this week. And she knows how important that Louise and now Off the Hook is to the neighborhood. And she just wanted to make sure she passed along her well wishes, John, and on your reopening and for many years of success. So she wanted me to pass that along. If I could, if no other board members have any comments, I would like to make a motion, but I'll hold off to see if any other comments going to be made.
Yeah, sorry. Can I hear from the rest of the board, please? Thank you.
I just have a quick question of John. As far as the entertainment, what do you envision the entertainment looking like, and where would it be? Where would you do it? Would it be inside, I assume?
Yeah, we'd probably follow right up. Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you for having me here tonight. We're very excited to move forward here, and thank you for everyone who has stepped up so far in support. It's been a long time coming, and hopefully we can see the doors reopen very soon. But yes, we would be offering entertainment. Typically we did trivia one night a week, which was a weeknight, maybe a Tuesday or Wednesday. Friday we might reintroduce doing karaoke again. That was definitely a huge hit for the community. We brought in a lot of people on a Friday night. And then Saturday evenings, we typically did some type of live, like solo acoustic or 2-man band or something like that, which would all set up on the stage that is still inside. I mean, I call it a stage. It's just a small area in the corner of the bar. They provide their own equipment, their own sound system, so we usually kind of cater off of what they're doing.
So sorry.
Sound.
Oh, I don't care. Maybe we can find out. It's crazy.
Oh, could I just ask who's speaking to make sure you're on mute, please?
Are you shitting me?
Uh-oh.
I think
So yeah, no, there'll be no live outdoor music or anything like that right now. If we do anticipate doing any of our outdoor events, with the return of Chowderfest and stuff like that, we'll definitely come before the city to request, or at least, talk to Councilor McCarthy and see what steps you guys want us to take if we are going to do anything outdoor outside of our normal realm of live entertainment.
That sounds, so it's basically business as usual, what you were doing before.
Yep.
I know we never got any complaints on that, so I'm good with it.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
And Director Duca, Councilor McCarthy is here and would also like to address the board.
Sure.
Thank you, Susan, and thank you, board. Yeah, it's been a long road, as Mr. Aiken stated. Over the past few years, I've been down there quite often with John, and he's been working hard to get off the hook. I'm gonna have a hard time saying off the hook, but he's done a great job, turning it around. It took some time, and we had some issues, but with that back and a few other things that we're doing down there, the end of the neck will look better than ever in regards to that whole area. So full support, and as John said, if anything comes up, we talk frequently, and we'll help them out, or we'll make adjustments down there when needed. But it all looks like a good, a nice layout and a nice plan by Mr. Galligan. So thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Council.
Board members, any other board members have any comments or concerns?
So Jay, I'm going to make a motion to approve, but do you want these in three separate motions, or can I do?
Yeah, three separate motions, please, Joe.
Sure.
All alcoholic beverage and restaurant license.
Correct.
Common vic and.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to approve for Off the Hook Bar and Grill for an all alcoholic beverage restaurant license.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to grant the request of Off the Hook Bar and Grill for an all alcoholic beverage restaurant license.
Would you like a roll call vote on this, Jay?
Roll call vote. Yes, Susan. Thank you.
Commissioner Castley,
Yes.
Chief Jackson,
Yes.
Chief Keenan,
Yes.
Assistant Clerk Newton,
Yes.
Director Duca.
Yes.
So 5 in favor on the alcohol.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for Off the Hook Bar and Grill for a common victual license located at 1269 C Street.
Second.
Motion made and granted. Motion made and seconded to grant the request of Off the Hook Bar and Grill for a common victual license at 1269 C Street.
Commissioner,
yes, go ahead.
Commissioner Castley,
Yes.
Chief Jackson,
Yes.
Chief Keenan,
Yes.
Assistant Clerk Newton,
Yes.
Director Duca.
Yes.
That's 5-0 on the common vic, and the final one is the entertainment.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve Off the Hook Bar and Grill for an entertainment license for the premises located at 1269 C Street.
Second on the motion.
Motion made and seconded to grant the request of Off the Hook Bar and Grill for an entertainment license for the premises located at 1269 C Street. The premises is 1 story and comprised of approximately 2,800 square feet, including 300 square feet of outdoor seating and dining space. Sue, can I have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Castley,
Yes.
Chief Jackson,
Yes.
Chief Keenan,
Yes.
Assistant Clerk Newton,
Yes.
Director Duca.
Yes.
5 all in favor.
Congratulations, John.
All approved. Good luck, John.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good luck.
We'll see you there soon, I hope.
Good luck.
Good luck.
That's it for the agenda. I'll be looking for a motion to waive the reading and approve the minutes of the previous hearing, please.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to waive the reading and approve the previous meetings from the prior meeting.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, all approved. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The next meeting of the License Board is on June 8th, 2021, and this concludes today's meeting, and we're adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you.